Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
Okay, so let's just take the last part of this workshop. So what we designed here, it's one sheet handout. This sheet handout, it can be on email, it can be on printed material, it can be whatever. Whenever you use text, it could be as simple as a simple invitation to a title, location and time. You should list the benefit, and
That's nothing yet.
once you list the benefits, you can also talk about the features. You can have about, you can have call to action, you can have quotes, you can have images or photos. If you talk about you, you can have a face photo of you if you like. You should have like a good moral up or good emotion up. You should avoid photos with multicolor with lots of details. Like I remember one time we had a photo of the venue here, and people said no, it's too many colors. It's just so distraction. Because now people will start to focus, and on the blurry issue, who can identify blurry images? Not you.
Yeah.
Not you. Somebody else, not you. Make sense? Now, oh yeah, that's you. Thank you. Now, before the break, I provide you with some powerful words, and this comes to the copywriting material. So this is our vocabulary, which can be reflected on the words there. I know someone in Okotalks, he will teach desk selling approaches, like approaching using desk profiling, and he will always say, you don't want to smell like them, you don't want to sell like salespeople, because if you smell like them, people will not buy from you.
That's right.
However, we know from the statistics that people who see in these words have a higher rate of conversion than the smelly people. So it's your call how you wanna use it. It's not mine. I'm here only to share what we know as the best practice, what we know it works outside, collect information from different partners, different material, and present it in an easy language for you guys. That's it. So if I go here, they found out that the 5 most persuasive words in English language are you, free, because, instantaneously, and new. Okay? So we know that the word because in 1930 or 1940, when Stanford made the study, somebody will want to go to a line, they will standing in front of a copy machine at the time, they call it Xerox machine. People wants to make copies, and somebody will come and say, can I cut into the line, I want to make 5 copies. I am in a hurry, I want to make 5 copies, or just I want to make 5 copies because I'm in a hurry. They found 94% of the people allow him to cut in the line.
Obviously not Americans though.
These are American.
Oh wow.
Now,
Sounds like
the
he's
same
one-
thing, the same thing will happen to me when I go to Costco. I pick up one chicken or I pick up a movie pass, and I will stand and say, would you, everybody here has a big pile, I'm just buying this one unit, one thing or 2 things. Will you allow me just to go in because my son is waiting in the car? Or because my,
With the windows up.
you know? So when I use this because, I found people will allow me to break in.
Godlers in the car.
Now, the study in that time, it showed a very interesting thing. It showed like, if somebody wants to come and say, I would like to make 5 copies, and they stop, they determine 60% allows them to to get in. They also found out that 93% will allow them to get in when they say, can I make 5 copies because I want to make 5 copies. So they conclude that the word because is the influential word. Is not the reason you give it after. Okay? So this is the study. Now, in Canada, we know that the word free is not really well appreciated, especially in Western Canada. People don't resonate with it. Then, so how we can use word new, for example? I can come here and say new announcement
Right. A new program.
or new program. That's right. So now I know Mike will ask me this question. So do you recommend to use the price or you would recommend to use new? It doesn't matter to me. You may want to use both. I don't know. You may want to come across of the big line here and say new announcement or just released workshop or new workshop. It's up to you. So I'm not here to judge which one what we are sharing is, because some of them are conflicting. Okay? Now, 20 influential words. Suddenly, now, announcing, introducing, improvement, amazing, sensational, remarkable. So how can I use remarkable?
Testimonials.
I can come here. People will have fun because fun is one of them. Or you can come here. People will. You are invited to a remarkable experience. Do you remember that?
Or, here are all the people that found this experience remarkable.
Or these people that find remarkable. That's right. Revolutionary. So when I talk about techniques, or I can use the revolutionary here, I can use it different places. Starting, miracle, magic, offer, quick, easy, wanted. So I can say you are invited to the most wanted seminar. Remember, when they say social proof, they said when Hilton put in their chain, 75% of our guests will reuse their towel. They found out that guests who stay 5 nights or longer, they will use the same towel. 34% of their guests staying 5 nights or longer, they will use the same towel. So when they wrote down 75% of our guests reuse their towel to save the environment or whatever it is, 34% of their current guests complied.
So they were lying. It's only 34% that reused the towels, not 70%.
And this is a point which I cannot say it from the stage.
I know.
Okay?
Sorry.
Okay? So, a challenge, compare, bargain, hurry. So you can say hurry and register now. That's right. Now, 28 phrases that make people feel safe. Okay? One thing we did not talk about it here is the guarantee. We did not have any guarantees here. But part of doing an offer is we need to illustrate guarantee. What are you guaranteed? Money back guaranteed, having fun guaranteed, experience guaranteed. So you should use guarantee to make people feeling safe. So the word which making people feeling safe is anonymous, authentic, bagged, best-selling, cancel anytime. So if you want to have cancel anytime, you may end up having here terms and conditions.
Would that not be on the registration form?
It may be here. Up to how they register. If they pay money or not. Endorsed, guaranteed. What is ironclad?
Ironclad?
What's ironclad?
No, it's locked. It's a done deal. Can't be broken.
I know cladding, which they put when they put the
Yeah.
frame around the windows.
Ironclad means a firm deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Lifetime, money back, no obligation, no question asked, no risk, no string attached, official, privacy, protected, proven, recession proof, refund, research result, secure, tested, try before you buy, verify, unconditional. So how you can use these words inside your verbiage? And I know some of you will say, oh, should we use all of them? No. Use as many as you can when it makes sense to use. So now, Deirdre, you understand now that we have tool where we can take text. Unfortunately, we cannot take formatted text, but we can take text files, and the text files will convert to what is the frequency of each word used. And then what we do is we go back and verify against these words. If it's not used, it means what? Will not meet
It will not meet the criteria.
this criteria.
Right.
So I do have developed tools in-house where I can take any text file and I can pick up the words using the text file. I can show the frequency of usages. So when you have missing words, you need to go back and implement them. Consequently, if you have an MP3 file, I can take the MP3 file, convert it to text, put it through the tool, and this is how it will work. There are 3 words to encourage community, which is join, become a member, come along. Okay? 12 phrases that imply exclusivity. Members only, login required, class full, members now closed, ask for an invitation, apply to be done of our beta tester, exclusive offer, become an insider, be one of the few, get it before everybody else, be the first to hear about it, only available to subscriber. So these phrases implies what?
Urgency.
Subscription to an exclusive offer.
Yeah. But it also, a lot of them are. Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. Sorry. I was just thinking of.
10 cause and effect words and the phrases. Accordingly, as a result, because, caused by, consequently, due to, for this reason, since, therefore, thus. Make sense? 9 phrases imply scarcity. Scarcity means urgency. Limited time offer or limited offer. Supply running out. Get them while they last. Sales end soon. Today only. Only 10 available. Only 3 left. Only 9 available. Only whatever available. Okay. Only available here. Double the offer in the next hour only. 9 shareable content. Secret. Tell us. Inspire. Take. Help. Promote. Increase. Create. Discover. 10 ubiquitous power words. Improve, trust, immediately, discover, profit, learn, know, understand, powerful. So when you talk about technique, what kind of word you can use it? It's a powerful technique.
Powerful.
It's the best in the world.
Yeah.
When, hot special, more, bonus, exclusive, extra, you, free, health, guarantee, new, proven, safety, money, now, today, results, protect, help, easy, amazing, latest, extraordinary, how to, worst, ultimate, hot, first, big, anniversary, primary, premier, basic, complete, save, plus, create. What are your words? So if you remember when we did the big brand exercise, we ask you at the end, can you come up with phrases and words which is rational to your program? We never really set to answer this 17, 18, 19 question because we'll be just very far on the day. We're just done. Having a vocabulary like this, it's very important, especially if you have what? If you have virtual assistant. Because you need to hand this to somebody to do your writing material, to write your materials, right? You want to hand this to somebody to type for you your emails. So if they don't know, and they cannot use it. And that's why I always fan of having a blue book or a blueprint of your business. It's not a business plan. It's a blueprint. All the articles, all the tests, all the statements, all the sentences, all the words which I may use. So when somebody will get my material, he will not have too much room to pick up whatever they write. Everything is there for them. Benefits, here is the list of benefits for all of my products. Which product you want to have the sheet for? Now, you must have at least one of these, whatever you call it, Mike, now. This is what? This is what now? Is it landing page, handout, invitation? What does this mean?
Well, that's probably a handout.
You must have one of these for every single product on the line. So when you look at your line sheet here, you should have at least one of these. And you'll come to me and say, what about my website? It's the same. I can go and say, would you mind visit this website on my Facebook? That's right. I can share I can do a sharing. I can share a note, or I can share an information on my website, on my Facebook account, or my LinkedIn account, or my social media account, and say, visit this website, and here's the benefits you will get, and the features will be what? You can have free download. That's right. What's the call to action? Is the link to the actual website. Make sense? So you should have in your mind, or if in your blueprint, one along this line for each one of whatever you get contact with. If you want to talk about emails, email list, you should be able to have multi of these. Each email should be consistent. If you are convinced, that's why I have like 2 or 3 images only, which is whenever I share, it will have to come with one of these 3 images, nothing else. One is the rainbow with 3 heroes. The other one, it has an arrow going up, which is a little bit of blue, which I got from a friend. These are the main 2. And the other one is me standing and say, as seen on, and I put the title whenever title of the article. This is only the 3 I'm sharing with. I don't share with any other photos, because if I share with more photos, it will create not consistent. When I come and say sales and the closing deal as a standalone workshop, not for the members, it's just something to serve the community with, which is not part of our community, I use a little bit different images. But for my program, I have only 3 images. Any questions? Do you understand how to apply this? Now, the last part, which we did not talk about, it's related to NLP, and you are guys expert in NLP, that's right? Neuro-linguistic programming, that's right? So in NLP, we understand the conduit for information people are kinesthetic, are audible, are visual, and digital visual. It doesn't matter what does it mean. What means is the word see relate to some people, but the word hear
Relates to others.
relate to others.
And feel and touch.
And touch. I believe if you go through this quadrant, you may be able to achieve this. Okay? But I am digital visual. I can visualize things, I can just visualize them in the space, and I can always talk about them. There are people who, when they sit here, they give me their ear. They are not neglecting me. They are audible. So when I talk about hear your voice or see your voice, or experience or find your voice or experience your voice. These are one sentence meaning the same for different people. Okay? You don't need to practice this too much here, but you have to be aware of it. Like when we talk about mindless compliance, we talk about the pillars, we talk about the triggers to switch, we talk about the conduit or how people understand, and also people are from NLP. So sometimes the speakers will be, especially personal speakers and life coaching speakers, will be so boring for me. They just too low, too quiet. They speak too slowly to me. I'm very sick of it. So when you are a good speaker, you have to raise your voice, go up and down, you have to accelerate and deaccelerate, you have to start slow and at a low voice, and then you build up so you get everybody along with you. However, when people are tired, they change their conduit. That's right. So if you are tired and I don't start slow again, you will basically shut down. But when you are tired, I go slow again, and then when I raise my voice and I be more dynamic, you will wake up a little bit. Now, can you observe this kind of knowledge here? If you can. If you cannot, it's okay, man. This should get you steps ahead of what you can have or what you can do. Any questions? Is this what you expect to see? Like, is there any gap I did not cover on marketing and communication?
No, I think it's helped me a lot. I might have questions later, but right now, no.
If you have questions later, we can, and we'll do a formal.
One of the things that, for example, Colin pushes is when he lists benefits, he lists 3, 5, or 7.
Yes, you can list. If you want to know how many you can list, or how many should you list. So what happened is Walmart made a study, and they found out in North America, people will better engage to an odd number of bullets, less than 9, and the one is a too few. So odd number less than 9 is 3, 5, or 7. However, in Europe and the British systems will say people will relate better to 4 or 8. So if you look at a presentation by a sales, there's a British sales team, there's a couple of them, I attended presentation for them. You will find everything they show is 4 or 8 or 16 or 12. They don't show 3 or 5. They don't have any odd number bullets in their own marketing material. If I want to talk about the 12 steps program, you expect to see 12. In Judaism and Jewish cultures and in Chinese cultures, in the Chinese cultures, the number 7 and number 8 are special. In Judaism, the 8 is the safer. So number 8 is very special. So if I'm standing in the synagogue here, I have to show my program as the 8th, because in their mind, because of their learning and their practices, they know that 8 is
an infinite number.
8
on the side.
for them. 8 is a good thing. The 8 is the safer. If you have a weekly program, or you have 7. So yes, I agree with you. You can do odd numbers. You can do, but if you go to Europe, you have to do even numbers. Any more?
And a guarantee. So a guarantee is like a money back guarantee or something like that, right?
A guarantee, yeah, a service level guarantee. You can also increase here by having frequently asked questions. So frequently asked questions are proactively overcoming objection. So if you're done and you have a room, what are the frequently asked questions? Is this program for me? Does it cost too much? I don't have time. What should I do? I'm not clear on where I am. So what should I do? And we have in sales and the closing deal, we will I will share about 80 some objection. You can pick up these objections and develop questions from them. And based on which program you have, you can use these questions. So is this program for me? Is the speaker credible? I don't know Light News. Great. You know, Light News have been established for 23 years. And if you don't know about it, we are more than happy. Don't tell them you are ignorant. You tell them, okay, you can visit this website to know more. Okay. I don't know Shamir. Is this his real photo? You can overcome these objections, right? So frequently asked questions is another section where you can get, and some of the frequently asked questions, I don't know how to register. You register at this link. I don't know how much it does cost. Do I need to bring water with me? Can I bring my kids with me? Can. Is it safe to share? So if you know what are objections in your system, you can, with frequently asked questions, you can proactively addressing them without being in the room, without being asked. Make sense?
It does. And it doesn't hurt to have like 2 pages instead of one.
Or the backside, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean, right?
Yeah, if you have 1 page, the back of it is waste. You know, the back of it is waste. And if you have card, you can have both. So, which one should we use and how long is it? It's function of you can develop it and share and see what are the reactions to it. Any other questions?
I think that's it for me.
Are you saturated now? Okay, so just to reconvene, what we designed today is we designed a marketing and communication strategy. It should be governed by your offer. So once you identify every contact point or an offer, we should give it a benefit and feature, which is you can see more or watch more on this in the Win Your Product course. And then from these products, we also understand who are the audience of it. And this audience will have a demographic, which is another topic we discussed about who are your targets and how you can win your market and course. Then this is a sample of a communication piece. It can be whatever it is. It can be an email, it can be a sheet, it can be printed material, it doesn't matter what it is. The most important part are the component. So the component are the title, location, and time. We can list the benefit from the product sheet. We can talk about the feature people will get. You have call to action. You can have terms and condition. You can have frequently asked questions. You never forget about your organization. You can have 1 or 2 photos. You can have small graphs. You can also have testimonial in a square box if you like people to read them, to focus on them. If you want to give books, you can have a photo of the book, of the 2 books, that's right. Mm-hmm. An image worth how many words?
Well, it's thousands words.
So 1 image can worth 1,000 words. So if you said we give out free books and you have the book and the price underneath it, as seen on Amazon or as sold on Amazon, this will be sufficient, that's right?
Mm-hmm.
So you should have this kind of, we don't call it out of the box, but out of your own mind limitation. Because when we sit and design this, I know what I want to exactly say. And believe me, when I write this material for myself, I keep reading them in the same way I like to write them, not in the same way I wrote them. You understand the difference? So I like to write this in this way, grammar mistakes free and typos free. So then I sit and write it. No matter what I write, it doesn't matter. Every time I read it like what? Like the one I want to write, not the exact writing one. For me to be able to edit my own material, I have to put it away for 5 days or more. And then when I pick it up, what? How it come? Like, I remember there was a invitation for a workshop here, and there was a couple of words extra added, and it took me 2 months to discover them. Because every time I see it and I read it, I review it,
You see this in, yeah.
I see what's in my brain, not what's on these papers, right?
Yeah.
That's why I always have someone else proofread for me.
Yeah, so it's very important to have somebody else proofread for you. However, the somebody else need to understand
Yeah.
these concepts. Because what happened before was some individuals who are in this program and former participant and other one-on-one is we develop some material. We send it over, they send it to their friends. What their friends came up with. Reverse of this. Because their friends reflected, it's exactly the same. You are invited to feel the workshop, the seminar of reading flowers, for example. If you send it to Mike or send it to Shamir said what? Participate. If I send it to you, you'll say what?
Experience.
This is what you said, right? So I'll come to you, not participate is too aggressive for feeler. Because if people are introvert, they don't like to participate.
Oh, I get that. Yeah.
That's right. So if your audience are introvert, will they come to participate?
Not necessarily.
However, if they show up in the room, will they participate?
They will.
They will. But if I invite them to participate, they will.
Right.
No.
No.
So from these discussions, you have to make sure whoever will give you advice or work with you on this material understands the rationale behind it. There are doctors, we always say, there are doctors, there are average doctors, there are good doctors, and there are bad doctors, and there are excellent doctors who can give you a treatment. So when you go and the doctor will give you a diagnosing and you say, what? Like there's a very famous example of a fellow, he used to do personal training and personal development. He passed away in a fire from Montreal. He said, I went to a doctor, I have headache. So the doctor told me, you know what, you go just have Advil or Tylenol. Then I left this doctor, I went to a friend who is a doctor. I told him I have a headache. He looked at me and said, you know, hold on, I want to do a few tests on you. They put him, and I called the ambulance for you. They put him in the ambulance. He went in, he did a brain mammogram or something,
Yeah.
and he discovered a problem which got him into an operation for 12 hours. If he did not go within that time, he would be dead within 2 hours. Like when the doctor told him, take 2 Tylenol and go sleep for 2 hours, you will be good. He will be dead by then. So we always use this example because we always hear people saying so many things. Can you rationalize it? Can you say, yeah, this will work? So I'm not saying this is more give you rational, and you agree that this will people will connect better with the information. So this is the theory, hypothesis. When we apply it, it will work. Okay? So that's why if you have people who want to review it, people need to understand this. It's up to you to train them. It's up to you to send them over here. We can train them. And it's up to you if you only use people who are exposed to this material, which is usually people who attend these courses or as Win Your Brand itself. So,
Okay.
any more discussions or questions?
Sorry, I just have sent some.
Okay.
You go ahead.
So if we go, so if you don't have, we have about half an hour to go. So I wanna, in your voices, what is the most important part you learned today, or what is the part which is click in your mind? How will you use it? And what do you expect to see as outcome from it?
For myself, it's taking each individual portion of what Lightning stands for, the products, and doing a sheet on each one of them, and then doing the pricing on the side like I did with this one, so that then I can do a one sheet for advertising and communication and promotion.
Okay. And as you can tell, you are, how to say it in nice words,
Brace yourself.
you are so outgoing, and you step in immediately because you are the right extrovert that I love to work with. However, if the room has few introvert or few high sensitive people, they feel that you took advantage of them and they will piss them off.
T'as plus choix.
No, no, it's not. I know Mike very well. I know Shamir very well. I know them. They will not. But this is just something because this relate to what discussion we have before. So when I am in front of customers or I'm in the outside on my program, I need to know if I'm an extrovert, if I'm the one who just talk. I need to remind myself, you know what? Let's see if should I go first. Like if you say, oh, should I go first? I let you go because I know you. I like you to come. But if there are individuals here, like there are people say, okay, can I go first? Can I ask for a permission? So the introvert or the people who are not outspoken, and my half is like that. So many people I know like that. They will feel abandoned. They will feel not heard. They feel they didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
I went to call an event one time, and there was a lady beside me, and she said, I feel so down of everybody here, achievement and success for the last 2 weeks. They say like 2 weeks what you did, and each one will talk about what they did, and people will share. And she felt like completely down. She told me like I felt like I shouldn't be here. And all what it take is for her to stand and be heard. But nobody in the community, on this community, will understand that.
Yeah.
So when I called her later on, I said like, I heard you have been down. Like, how can you tell me what happened? And I'm here to hear you. And she said, no. I said, no, I'm here to hear you. I call you just to hear you. I'm not talking. I will stop. The minute you start talking, I will stop. And when she said whatever she said, I don't remember what she said. But after 15 minutes, I said like, so how do you feel now? She said, no, I feel actually great. I did so many things. I thank you for listening to me. So you should be able to observe, especially you deal with so many people from the downside. Okay. Sorry to pick you as an example, but
Yeah. No.
Mike, what is the most outstanding point from today? How will you apply it, and what's the outcome you predict to happen?
Just really tuning into benefits. Like instead of always assuming what people want to hear or the way what I think reads good, I got to realize that there's triggers that I have to identify, either using the power words or the way I phrase things that attracts people. I think I do a good job, but I'm probably not doing the best job. So it's important that I articulate that, not only on my website, but in my materials as I go forward, my online training and that kind of stuff, and just make sure I'm cognizant of that in my approach.
Okay.
So.
And I can tell you are doing a good job or an excellent job, but not the best job. Because if I will ask you how much different your customers from each other, from the line of business they are doing, most likely I will find 90% of them are doing the same activity. So you don't have nurses, you don't have healers, you don't have holistics, you don't have massage therapists, or not too many. Your staff will not like to deal with them. This is commonly what I found in bookkeeping and accounting.
Yeah.
So whatever they came from as a process, they will mirror process. So they came up from engineering background, they will have lots of engineering companies. It's not because they know engineering companies only, because their language resonates better with who?
With the engineering company.
With the engineering companies. So with the time you go through, what you will find? You'll find more of these people will convert to them. And this is what they end up doing. There are individuals who will do more on like holistics or practitioner or massage or physio or chiropractic or any of this holistic modality, and like nutritional syllabus and material like that, and they cannot deal with accountants, with engineers or process people. It's not because they can't. Numbers are numbers, right? It's just their communication skills, their language here resonate better with who? With this demographic. And I'm not saying you should go to the other demographics, but if you want to expand your reach, you should include other people there. Make sense?
It does.
So Shamir, what is
For me, I actually have a product that I'm getting ready to thing. So one thing that came up for me is I thought, I'm going to give a free webinar and then put them into my membership thing. And then I think the shift I made was when I looked at the value of the features. I said, no, I'm going to charge them like the $10 or $12. Because if they can open the $12 wallet, they can open the $25 a month thing. So was the kind of shift for me. All the other stuff I've heard you say it before, but now before I wasn't able to put all the benefits down because I wasn't sure what my seminar or title was. It became pretty clear what it needed to be to put them down the funnel. So slow learner, but I got it.
That's good. And I don't agree with slow learner, to be honest with you. What I learn is when we grow through our career or through our life, being 18, 19 years old, we go through the bar and we have a license, and we don't need to show driving license for buying cigarettes and stuff like that. When we grow through our career, we build our own boundaries, and not ego, but we call it ego for now, for lack of other words. And then when I explain these concepts early on, everybody will be like you. You want to map what you are doing with these concepts. Unfortunately, it does not work like that. Unfortunately, we learn the concepts and we look at how to apply the concept, and if they match what we do or what we did have in our systems, is great. If it does not match, we change what we did.
Yeah.
So you are not slow learner. This is my experience. People will take time to comprehend, because at the end of the day, people will feel and will sense if your question or your statement is not genuine. So when I tell you, do you think about that, or do you feel about that? It's not, when I said feeling in this way, is not genuine. That's right.
Right.
Yes.
So when I stand and say, I'm genuinely interested in how your feelings are, because I respect your feeling, I know you are a feeler, I will be genuine. When I say, okay, can you share with me your thoughts? I would like to listen to them. I'm genuine. So it takes time for us to practice and understand this, to come as a genuinely interested. Remember, Bourdain, when he passed away, or he killed himself, whatever it has happened to him, everybody said about him what? He was always genuinely interested in your story.
What?
How you can meet somebody who's always genuinely interested in everybody's story? Very simple. He asked the question and he listened to the story, and at the end what he will do? He will summarize your story, give you the headline, and ask you for more. So you will automatically feel this guy is very genuinely interested to listen to you. So you build with them connection. When we provide workshops, and this is one more comment for people to understand, and don't invite me again to attend your workshops, because I will be more critical than anybody else. When you deliver your workshops or your information sessions, or you have one-on-one, and you feel or you see the one across of the table from you does not feel comfort, does not feel fitting in the space, irritated, dynamically moving, you should ask the question and let them talk. Let them talk till the end that they run out of words. And at that time you can tell them what they do. If you stand up and say, what he meant is this color is orange, but he used the blue for it, and this is, you don't understand, don't get, the benefits mean non-tangible. when you do this, you and the one in front of you is highly sensitive or introvert, what you will do?
Shut down.
You are suppressing them away. So we as extrovert, we always have these difficulties. Oh, what the heck? It's very simple. She cannot see it. She cannot get it. Let me re-elaborate to her. Before you re-elaborate to her, you need to tell me, what did you get from it? Listen to her first. This lady was sitting there. She just needs somebody to listen to her. The minute
That's who I'm not gonna. I can't come on Wednesday because she wants to spend the day with me in going through all of that stuff.
Okay. So the minute I listened to her, and Richard listened to her, and everybody listened to her, and she felt she was listening. Oh, now I get more messages. Now she feels so just be cautious, be aware of who you are, and make sure you don't reflect. You reflect on people who they are, not who you are. You
Okay.
reflect on them who they are. If they are listener, if they are slow learner, if they are audible, listen to them. If they are introvert yourself by letting them the extrovert. We call it in, or this is how it's called. When I know my quadrant, I let others play in my quadrant. So if my quadrant is process and information, I ask people to tell me more about the process and information. I have to be absent from my quadrant. Otherwise, I will not be able to play with them. I have to play with them where they are. This is just one extra tip because all of us are doing it the same, not only you. Any more questions or discussions or reflections? We are meeting back Saturday. So can you do as a homework for Saturday? Can you develop one or two of these sheets? I know Marcel said he cannot make it today, and Kevin cannot make it. So, and Bakri comes only Saturdays, that's right?
Yep.
Okay. So we are 20 minutes before to give you enough time to beat rush hour.
Oh, I'm staying up here in the Northeast. We have clinic tonight
Oh.
from 6 till, or I gotta set up at 6:30 until 10.
Yeah, so you can stay.
So I'm gonna go. and
Copyright
keep myself
2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited. Unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent, all other rights reserved.